Hello, and today I've got a stretch for you, specifically for your shoulders. This is an area of the body where we tend to hold tension even if we don't realize it. Throughout the day, you might find your shoulders tend to lift and lift and lift until you are wearing them as earrings. So we're going to stretch it out and just try and release some of that tightness and tension. So for this practice, you are going to need a belt. This is a yoga belt, but if you don't have one of these, then you can use a dressing gown cord or even a broom handle. That will work as well for this practice today. And then maybe at the end, we're going to use a block. But again, if you don't have a yoga block, this one's quite a small, narrow one, you can use a cushion as well. It's just a place under the top part of your back, right at the end of the practice, but it's not essential. Okay, so when you are ready, we will get started. We are going to stay standing for the majority of this little video today. So plant your feet underneath your hips, give your toes a little bit of a wiggle, and then root the soles of your feet down towards the earth. And before we even bring any movement in, just notice what your shoulders are doing. If maybe you feel one is higher than the other or coming further forward, just see if you can shrug it all out, roll them back and down. And just take a breath or two in this mountain pose. You can close your eyes if you want to, just to really draw your focus inwards and notice the position of your body as you are just standing on your mat. Just let your arms feel heavy, relaxing alongside your body here. Okay, we are not going to stay here for a very long time. Just a couple of inhales and exhales, filling the belly as you breathe in, and then just fully emptying the lungs as you breathe out. And then opening the eyes, if you have had them closed, we're just going to reach our arms up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers. Let's send the palms up towards the sky, but try and keep your shoulders dropped. So there's always the feeling of you lifting your shoulders, but we want to try and keep the shoulders dropped as we just stretch through the arms and through our palms here, and then release them back down. And all we're going to do is take our right hand, place it on the side of the head, and use the weight of the arm to gently draw your right ear down towards your shoulder. And then if you want to increase this stretch, then you can just extend your left arm out to the side. And hopefully you're just feeling a little bit of a stretch down the side of your neck here. Just hold it for a beat or two. And then release your head. Extend your right arm out. Take your left arm and then just repeat on the opposite side. So you're not forcing your head down. You're just letting the weight of your hand and your arm gently draw your left ear down towards your shoulder. Lovely, let's release that. Always give the shoulders a little bit of a shrug between each movement just to keep them nice and soft and mobile. We're going to reach the arms up once more. Interlace your fingers, again dropping down through your shoulders, and take a lovely little bend over towards the right hand side, lengthening down that side of the body. Inhale, let's take it back to center. And then drop it over towards the left. Try to keep the arms as straight as we can. And keeping your shoulder rolled back in this position. As we breathe in, because we're always moving with the breath, we're going to bring our hands down towards our heart. Keeping our palms connected, we are going to draw our elbows together as well. So we're gluing the inside of our arms together, lifting our elbows up. I will turn to the side so that you can have a little look and see what's going on. So we're stretching through this upper part of the back. I might have to let my dog out because she is really barking at squirrels, and that's not going to help the yogic process. So we push our elbows away. Now from here, we are going to see if we can lift the elbows a little bit, all the while squeezing through our arms. And then when we get to this point, we're going to open our arms out. So we're in this cactus arm position, and draw your elbows back as far as feels comfortable. So we're squeezing through our shoulder blades. So in this movement, when we draw our arms together, we're almost rounding through the upper back. And then when we open out and we squeeze, we're opening through the chest. So we're getting a little bit of movement through this upper part of the body, which we don't tend to have on a daily basis. We're always sort of hunched over on screens and computers, things like that. Okay, so let's do a couple of these. So we bring the palms together, draw the elbows together if we can, push your arms away from you, but really press into each other. And then when we've lifted the elbows up, we're going to open our arms out into this cactus arm position. Draw them together, push, lift, and we open. Just do a couple more. Draw the arms together, lift them up, and then open them out here, really squeezing as you push back. Last time, let's draw it in, push the arms together, a little bit of a lift, and then we open it out here. Oh my goodness, you can really feel that through your arms. So again, a nice little shrug just to release everything. You can even make really big circles if you want to, just to release any tightness or tension that you might have in your shoulders. Okay, for our next little practice, we're going to use the belt. Like I say, if you don't have a yoga belt, we can use a dressing gown cord or even a handle of a mop or a broom. And with this exercise, if you do practice it fairly regularly, you will notice a difference. So we're going to take the belt and we're going to bring our arms quite wide on it. And all we're going to do is rest it in front of our body. And as we inhale, we're going to take the belt up, over our head, and all the way behind us. Trying to keep our arms straight. As we breathe out, we're going to come the opposite way. We're going to lift it up and then draw it in front of you. Now, we're going to repeat this a few times. If you find that it becomes a little bit easier to draw your arms up and over, keeping those arms straight while you hold the belt, then you can maybe shorten the distance between your arms. And the opposite is also true. If you find you've gone a little bit short to begin with, then you can lengthen it out. So let's just do a couple more, just see how this feels. One thing that you don't want to do, and I will turn to the side, is as you lift it up, we don't want to be moving the head forwards or back or having a little bend in the arm to try and get it behind us. We are trying to keep the movement flowing smoothly. Oops, she says, banging into the wall. Just as the breath flows, so the movement flows. So we take a beautiful long inhale to lift up. And then a long exhale to come the opposite way. And like I say, the more you practice this particular exercise, you will find your shoulders becoming a little bit more flexible. Okay, we are going to put the belt to one side now. And then bring yourself back onto your mat, planting your feet underneath your hips. I'm just going to turn to the side so that you can see. We're going to take our arms behind us, interlacing the fingers. We're just going to draw the knuckles down towards the floor. Staying here, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Now, have a nice little bend in the knees, and soft knees in this posture. Maybe beginning to draw your arms away from your body. Obviously, depending on flexibility, some of you might be able to lift your arms quite high. Some of you may have your hands still connected to the lower part of your body, and that's completely fine. So wherever you are, you're drawing down with your arms, maybe making a little bit of distance between your arms and your body. Now, with these soft knees, we're going to hinge from the hips and find a little forward fold. Doesn't matter how far we come down. Keep traveling and lengthening forward and lifting your arms overhead. Let your head feel heavy. Doesn't matter if your palms aren't connected in this posture. Think about your shoulders. As we fold forward, we're getting a nice stretch down through the back of the legs as well. Nice deep breath in, long breath out. And then very slowly begin to draw yourself all the way back to standing, rolling your shoulders, back and down as we come to our standing position once more. Before we finish, we are going to take our block or our cushion and we're going to take ourselves down towards the mat, bringing yourself down to the floor. So keeping your knees bent to begin with. We're going to take the block and place it towards the upper part of your back. So it's just, the bottom of the block is just underneath your shoulder blades. Have a little play around with it to find a position that works for you. And then with care, with control, see if you can drape your upper body over this block. And it just opens out through the front of your chest. Keep your knees bent, especially if you have any lower back issues. Having bent knees makes this posture feel a little bit more accessible. Now, we are thinking about shoulders here. So we're going to take the arms wide. You're going to have to excuse me because I have a wall on this side. So just imagine I am doing this with both arms, opening your arms wide, and you feel as though your upper body is like a piece of material and you're just draped over this block or this cushion. And we can stay here for as long as we want. Taking some deep inhales and some long exhales. Now, if your back is okay, you don't have any problems with your lower back, then you can extend your legs as well. Just allow your legs to relax, ankles feel soft, the toes fall out to the side. And you can experiment with your arms as well. You might want to take them behind you, reaching your fingertips behind, or even making your arms into that goalpost arm position. And this is a really lovely thing to do, especially if you've had a long day working where you are hunched over something, or if you've been driving for a period of time as well. This is a really nice posture or pose to end your day with. Anyway, let me know what you think of these stretches. I hope they are helpful to you, and join me on the mat again very soon, hopefully without a barking Lola.